Everyone knows that to be a truly excellent coder, you need to be able to get your ideas from your brain to your computer at the speed of thought. Even if you get there though, there are so many other things that can slow down your development workflow, especially your linter. Well, get ready to have your expectations shattered, because in this video, I'm about to introduce you to a Python linter that defies all limits of speed. Imagine this, you hit the linting button, and before you can even blink, it's done. No more waiting, no more watching the loading spinner mock your productivity. This linter is so fast that I've been known to introduce deliberate problems into my code just to check that it's working. It leaves others completely in the dust. Are you ready? Join me as we uncover the untamed speed and unrivaled efficiency of Ruff, the Python linter that's here to rewrite the rules. Ruff is a Python linter initially developed by Charlie Marsh and has grown to the point where it can replace most of the common tools in your Python linting toolchain. The list of tools Ruff can replace includes, but is not limited to, PyLint, Flake8, iSort, PyDocStyle, and YesQA. The best part, it can run tens or hundreds of times faster than running just one of those tools. So what's the secret to Ruff's performance? You can probably already guess, but unsurprisingly, unlike these other tools, Ruff is not written in Python. It's written in Rust. Ruff's speed and sheer breadth of rules make it ideal for running as part of a pre-commit hook or in your CI environment. Let's take a closer look at how Ruff compares to its competition. If you look at Ruff's rules documentation, you'll see that Ruff supports over 500 different linting rules. The crazy thing, only 11 of those are original to Ruff. All the rest are pulled from other tools that Ruff can replace. Ruff even uses the same identifier codes as all these tools, so if you're already familiar with them, you won't have to relearn anything. There are also a good number of rules listed that Ruff is able to fix automatically, including missing imports, docstring formatting, and bad comparisons with none. Unfortunately, Ruff can't replace auto-formatters like Black, but I know that Charlie Marsh and his company Astral are working on that right this very moment. But okay, let me stop gushing for a bit and actually prove how great Ruff is. Here I have all the source code for CPython, the Python distribution you probably use. If I run the latest version of PyLint against just the top level Python files in the directory containing the standard library, I've had to wait over a minute to see all the problems. I tried running it against all the files in this directory, but I gave up after 6 minutes of waiting. Now, if I run Ruff against the whole repository, it completes in under a second, finding over 15,000 errors. That's nuts. What's even better is that Ruff has a built-in cache, so it won't check unchanged files. If I run it again, you'll see that it takes even less time. Okay, so the CPython codebase is massive. It's not relatable. Let's look at Quiffen, a Python library I wrote for interacting with quicken interchange format files. Quiffen contains around 3,000 lines of Python code, and it takes PyLint about 3 seconds to lint the codebase. Ruff takes under a tenth of a second, even without cache. That's the difference between having to pay attention to your linting and being able to run it every time you type a word. As a side note, you can actually do that with the Ruff language server. Cool, hey? But don't just take my word for it. Ruff is being used by many huge open source projects, including Pandas, FastAPI, Pydantic, Dagster, Airflow, and SciPy. When Pandas first moved to Ruff, they discovered that it could lint the entire Pandas codebase in just 3.35 seconds. Since then, Ruff has gone on to reach 15,000 GitHub stars, which is incredible given that the first commit to the project was in August 2022, less than a year ago. Ruff is also super easy to use. All you have to do is run pip install Ruff in your project and you're ready to go. Configuration can all be done in the pyproject.toml file, and there's an unbelievable number of options available, allowing you to disable or tweak rules to match your project style. I usually find that the default is mostly good enough for me, but I'll typically set the line length to 88 to match Black and disable unused import checks in init.py files. And at this point, if you're not convinced to switch all your projects and your entire company to Ruff for linting, I'm not sure what I've done wrong. It's a truly incredible tool that's only improving, so go and check it out at the links in the description. And if you're not convinced that you even need automated tooling, why not check out this video on why you should always use an auto formatter.